Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Nathan Hartley with Invest With You. And today I want to talk about some low, medium, and high risk stocks that you can get under $100 that I personally have in my portfolio. Let's get started with number one in the low risk. Airbus. I think they have a lot of potential. Short term, they have maybe a 2x gain from where they were before this whole situation happened, and they definitely have long-term gains. They're in the defense sector, they're in the commercial sector selling those type of aircrafts. I don't see them going anywhere anytime soon, all right? They're also similar to Boeing, and they have defense contracts as well, but they're the European version that serves as the commercial carriers and the military sales carriers for that part of the region. Next is going to be in the low risk is going to be Square. Square, it'll probably give you about a 0.5 multiplier from where it's at now. If you would have bought a couple of weeks ago, you've got almost a 2 times multiplier, but a 0.5 multiplier for now is fine. It's got the same kind of potential as Visa has. They're increasing their market share. They've got their Cash app, which is kind of similar to Venmo, and they're really taking a lot of market share from those types of companies. They've also moved into the Bitcoin space, which is really big for them. And they're doing stocks, store services, payroll. They're moving into so many different types of industries that they're extremely disruptive. They're going to be around for a long time, and you'll be able to have really good gains off them. Let's go ahead and move into the medium risk. All right. So whenever we're talking about medium risk, this is going to have a little bit of volatility, but not a whole lot. I believe that Uber is a very strong company in here. They're doing a lot of disruption in ride sharing. They're doing a lot of disruption in the last mile transport, like the bikes and the scooters and stuff. I believe they have some in Washington State. They are also doing some in the trucking industry. I know that there's commissions and you have companies that you hire in order to move your cargo. And whenever you're moving that cargo, they take a little chunk out, and Uber has now moved into that area and taken only a 1% of whatever your fare is, and so they're definitely disrupting that market as well. Also, autonomy. They're not one of the front runners by any means in autonomy, cue Tesla symbol here, but they definitely have a potential of getting up there and being competitive because they have a worldwide market share that other companies don't have. Lyft is only stateside, so Uber is a safer one. They're flight shares, and so those flight shares are not 2,000-3,000 miles. They're a couple hundred miles. The tickets that would cost you a couple $100, they're trying to take over that market as well. Food delivery is a huge one. Grubhub, Uber is taking a massive market share of those as well, so they're really strong in there. And also they're worldwide. They're in Russia, they're in China. They're just in a lot of companies. Moving on, Beyond Meat is also in the medium risk. They're disrupting the meat industry. Tyson Foods and those other ones just are losing market share quickly, and people are starting to learn that you don't necessarily have to eat animal products to be healthy. You can taste something like Beyond Meat that is very, very similar to most animal products, but you don't feel like you're having as bad of an impact on another animal because we feel very attached to things that we do, and if we're attached to food and that food is suffering, then cause and effect, people are going to start moving away from something that's not well. So they're also appealing to Starbucks, Hardee's, Carl's Jr., Dunkin' Donuts, Del Taco, TGI Fridays. They're working with these industries and introducing their food to those markets. And because they're doing that, they're growing brand awareness and they're growing market share because people know them and they know that that brand is associated with these other top brands. And so they're going to continue to develop market share just like Tesla is in other industries against GM, Ford, BMW, Porsche, things like that. They're also, they've got massive growth ahead of them. Like I said, they have so many things, so much market share, so many big companies buying in. If we get a McDonald's or another big company come in and just hold one of their patties on their menu, it's going to take off from there. Next are my high risks. I have a new stock that I've added to my portfolio thanks to some other YouTube investors that kind of brought it to my attention, and I did some research of my own. Always validate your research, people. Is Dave & Buster's. They have a really good business plan. They're not going anywhere. They've got the alcohol, they've got the food industry, they have gaming, they do wedding receptions, they do business meetings and business parties, they do sporting events. they have a lot of potential and they've got a lot of growth ahead of them. They're a big company. If you haven't heard of them, it's like an adult Chuck E. Cheese's. And their stock has just been beaten down. And if you buy them now, it's a potential of 4xing your money, which is a huge, huge opportunity. But obviously, you need to do your research. You need to be comfortable with the risk. Never invest money you're not willing to lose. Let me say that again. Never invest money you're not willing to lose, all right? Because whenever the stock market goes down, if you believe in your investment, you should be able to keep that investment because you know it's going to pan out for you, okay? Another one of my high risks is Panasonic. With the automobile industry starting to move into the electric industry, Panasonic is going to be, like LG Chem, is going to be those industries where their product is going to be one of the most demand on the market. And they're going to have to innovate, they're going to have to move and take market share and be able to produce batteries for all these different automakers. Ford, GM, Volkswagen, a lot of these brands are needing batteries quick and they're getting quotas that they can't meet, so they're having to cut production. Now, if Panasonic can start hitting those marks and producing more and more and more, I could definitely see a 2x possibility within the next 5 years. All right? And vehicles are in high demand. They're going to be in high demand for as far as we can see, especially with autonomy. And so battery technology with those autonomous electric vehicles is going to be huge. Well, thank you guys for listening. I appreciate all your guys' help. If you could throw me a like or subscribe, that'd really help. And leave me a comment down in the section below if you know of any other stocks or you'd like to know some questions about my portfolios. Thank you guys. Have a good one.